I apologize, I don't have my camera hooked up, so I have no slides for you today. I was gonna do a training on schedules and calendars and how to and basically like giving you guys recommended study schedules and all of that. However, that's gonna have to be next month instead of today, because we have a lot of new things that are being implemented into the program. And I'm sure you guys are going to have a good amount of questions about those things. So I wanted to just use this to answer any questions about the things that we bring up, and also be able to make announcements that we've been meaning to make. David and I went out of town for a few weeks, and so because of that, we have a lot to catch up on, and we have some new things that we're going to start integrating to help make the program even better. We're always looking to improve upon everything in the Skillbridge program to give you guys the best experience possible. It's really important to us that you have a good experience while you're here. And anytime that people are exiting the program or giving us feedback, we always take that very seriously, and we look to always improve our program. And so, we're doing, what we can when we can, and, just strive to become a better program for those of you that are transitioning out, and also trying to make it so that way you feel like you're a part of a group, a part of a community. So, we strive to improve that. As you guys may or may not know, depending on how long you've been with us, we have, well, we used to have a virtual assistant that was helping us with the program as well. You may or may not have actually recognized that because they were a lot of times interacting as myself. We are going to be bringing on somebody to help us with fully integrating everything within the Skillbridge program to help you guys. David and I tried to do this on our own about 2 years ago when we first brought it out. I think it's best whenever you have multiple people's time, especially when David and I are still running our real estate team and we're fully in production. Of course, as you guys may or may not know, David is still active duty military, so he has his job that he also has to manage. So he doesn't necessarily have a whole lot of time to contribute. So that's why, we have the multiple people within our Skillbridge organization to help you. Zohar, he's a past intern, and he has come on so graciously to help with pretty much everything and anything, and probably even more so than he was even ever asked to. So very, very much appreciated with him. And then you guys may not know this, but my sister Amanda is helping us out right now. So she's the one that has pretty much done everybody's approvals. So you can thank Amanda for approving you into our program. However, she's also our transaction coordinator. So she's becoming pretty overwhelmed with her role, and she has decided that she needs to step down from that role. She is a full-time mom. She also homeschools her children, and she does transaction coordination work for us pretty much full-time. So, her plate is definitely full at this point. So she needs to step down from that role. Hence why we're bringing on somebody that has more time and can dedicate more of their time to helping you guys and making everything run a little bit smoother. So let me see if we have anybody. We have people looking to get in. So, not only do you guys have David and I and Zohar, you have my sister right now helping, but then, we're going to have the full-time person coming on to help everybody. So you have multiple people here supporting you. And of course, we want you guys helping out and supporting each other, which is also why I changed one part of the internship. If you look in your group university, you'll notice now that it says find an accountability partner. So if you are already in our program, you've been in our program for a while, it would be very smart of you to go ahead and get an accountability partner if you haven't done so already. And an accountability partner just means that they're going to help you with just staying accountable to your goals. Yeah, you're checking in with us, but it would be even better for you to have somebody there that knows what you're going through, and you can help hold each other accountable. So they're not only holding you accountable, you're holding them accountable to what their goals are and what your goals are. So you're pretty much sharing what your goals are for that week and holding each other accountable to those. So if you're like, hey, I really need to get through this chapter, can you hold me accountable? Next week, just ask me if I finished that chapter and how it went. Obviously, if you're already licensed, that might look a little bit differently with, doing your lead gen activities. We just want you guys to form more of a partnership with each other. And I think that's really going to help you guys with staying accountable in our program and help you take full advantage of our program. So that way, when you leave here, you don't feel like, well, that was great. All I did was get licensed and I did nothing else. So that, we're trying to avoid that whenever you graduate. And not to say that there aren't people that come through our program and say, hey, I did your program. I actually decided that real estate really is not for me. And that's okay. That is absolutely okay. But we want you guys to find an accountability partner. They do not, so they can be in your state. So if you're new here, there are state groups. So if you're like in California, there are plenty of people here in California studying to get their license. And so you can commiserate with them on how backlogged the exams are and just how crazy California can be with all of their rules. So you can definitely commiserate with them on that. Find an accountability partner within your state. But then, of course, you can go in the general channel or anybody that you've even connected with or somebody that, have answered your questions for you. You can, ask each other like, hey, would you want to be my accountability partner? So I think that that's something that's also going to help out rather than just me suggesting that you find one, actually trying to find one within the Skillbridge program. And it's okay if you're an accountability partner for more than one person. It's not that much of a responsibility. It's just checking in with your partner once a week, and you pick a day that you want to keep each other accountable and stick to it is the main thing, is sticking to that schedule of checking in with each other. So you can do that on Slack, you can exchange phone numbers, you can do whatever. Just trying to see if I missed anything in the chat. Okay, no, just people commenting. So any questions on your accountability partner? Basically a requirement now. You got to find an accountability partner. You got to have somebody there helping to hold you accountable. Even if you feel like you are pretty self-sustainable, you might be helping somebody else that may not be as self-sustainable as you are. So just think about that, like you're helping another intern that's in the program. If you have a question, just unmute yourself and then you can just shoot.
Tasha, I haven't been able to log into the GGU since I graduated. So I didn't know if maybe there was a temporary, because I haven't got my license yet, so I haven't been able to log on.
That's weird. No, you definitely should be able to still. So you're not able to actually log in?
Right. While we're here, I'll go on and tell you what it says, but I just thought maybe my my access was suspended until I got my license.
No, it shouldn't be suspended
No,
at all.
definitely shouldn't be.
So if you have login issues, just let us know.
All right. Yeah, I'll tell you what the error is here in just a minute.
And then for the intern code, just looking at the chat, it should be GG intern. GGI is all capitalized and it's all one word. So try that. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, I was actually going to get to that. Because So I know that there's been some of you saying to join the course catalog. The problem with that is that you're not getting the full entire access to all the other training and systems and what have you if you join that way. All you're going to have access to at that point is the Skillbridge internship program. You're not going to have access to everything else that you should have access to. So if you've joined via the course catalog, unfortunately, you're missing out on everything else that's provided to you in GGU. So you're going to want to join the other way. So once you've joined up, you should be able to click on join group and put in GG intern. Somebody's saying that it's not working. So I don't know if that's actually the case, but it should be working.
It's all gonna be one word.
It's got to be one word.
Well, it must have been a couple of days of issues for me because now I'm able to get on.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's-
but I just have access to the home screen with the Skillbridge internship program.
Okay, Latavana said it worked too. So, okay. That's
Yeah.
So are you saying your courses that you had before, Janetta, were taken away?
No, they're still there.
Okay,
But that's the only thing I have. I have the Team Gwilt, the Fast Track to Starting with Tasha Home Buying Education Series, the internship program, and then some other training modules along the way.
So what you probably didn't do is join with the GG intern. If
Okay.
you did that you should have access to everything. So that's
Okay.
probably what it was. Yeah, you should do it as one word. I was actually going to talk about that, so we've already gotten that out of the way.
Okay.
Back to though what I was saying about the accountability partner. Somebody had a question. Do you need to list them somewhere? Yeah. So when you do choose an accountability partner, just pop it in your individual Slack channel, who your accountability partner is. Yeah, somebody said anywhere in Slack. Yeah, not anywhere in Slack. You need to do it on your actual individual channel. And I think you're maybe talking about something else, Kelly. Someone from your state or someone near, yeah. So it doesn't have to be somebody in your state, but it can be. If you can't find anybody in your state, then of course you can find somewhere. And then after this call, this chat goes away. So you might want to pop it into the general channel. So yeah, you find an accountability partner, like I said, by either going to the state groups or pop it in the general channel. Who wants to be my accountability partner? Ideally, we want everybody to find one. Somebody said dibs. So if anybody else in Washington here that wants to be Latavana's, I think I'm saying her name right, she can correct me. Anybody want to be her accountability partner?
It's Latavon. I'm stationed over here in JBLM.
Yeah, so we have some people looking, let's see. Yeah, so we have some California people. You guys can definitely be accountability partners. We got a lot of San Diego. Oh my goodness. Oceanside, Alexis. So yeah, you guys can definitely.
I'm Oceanside, Alexis.
All right, 2 Florida people. You guys can connect. So this is great. So definitely connect like that. I don't mind if you do it in the chat as we're going over everything. But just remember that this chat's going to go away. So you may want to just connect if you have general chat. Okay, so going back to, wait, what was the search name? GG intern, all one word. I'll put it in the chat. And Janetta, you'll have access to other things now that you're licensed too. But
Oh, I'm not licensed yet.
oh, okay. But once you are, there's more things. So
Yes. I take my test next Thursday.
okay. All right. Fingers crossed for you.
Yes. Thank
Let's see. So going back to what I was saying about the new changes and trying to make sure that you guys are maximizing your experience here with us during your internship. We now have a 10-hour minimum requirement for those to spend in Gwilt Group University if you are getting your license. So this is if you are studying to get your real estate license while you're in our program. We now have, and this is going to be from anybody that's in our program, past or present or future. There's now a 10-hour minimum to spend in Gwilt Group University. It doesn't matter like what you decide to do in Gwilt Group University. You just need to spend 10 hours minimum on that. And it does not include EXP World. So keep that in mind. It does not include EXP World. We want you to spend a minimum of 10 hours if you are unlicensed in Gwilt Group University. And it's going to be 20 for those who get their real estate license. You can track your hours in Gwilt Group University. So I'm going to do a screen share to show you how you would do that. So just give me 1 minute. All right, so you all should be able to see my screen now. Holler if you can't. So basically, this is what it looks or should look like similarly anyways. Mine's probably going to look a little bit different since I'm the admin. But this is basically how it looks whenever you go in. Basically, this is the home page, and off to the right, you'll see course catalog and then progress. So if you hit that progress button, you'll be able to see how much hours you're spending today, yesterday, in a week, in a month, in a year, over a certain period. And we can see like the courses that you're in, how much of that course you've completed. And then of course there's certification, badges, timeline. Obviously mine sucks because I'm the admin, so I'm not actually doing the course, but you can see the 5 hours, 48 minutes, 17 courses in progress, 5 badges. So basically this is an overview of what you're spending in our program. So basically if we needed to, we could go in here and see how many hours you're spending per week. And the great thing is that for those of you who have requirements from your command that you have to basically track that, this is good to be able to provide to them, either us or you, if they ask you like, okay, so can you prove like what you've spent in the program? You can even do this. Obviously, we can't track your exam time. So that's why you still have to log in and out of Slack each day, because we can't really manage that within Group University, of course. So you can, track that within here to hit your minimums per week. So this is how you track it, and this is how we track it too as an admin. So this is how you can go in there and track how many hours you've spent in Gwilt Group University. So and then for those of you who still need to join Skillbridge, the actual Skillbridge program, this is where you'll go join group, GG intern, and then that's when you'll have access to absolutely everything. Otherwise, you're not going to have access to everything else that you should have access to.
Can you do that again?
Which
Tasha?
one? Which part?
The GG intern, because I'm not understanding that, if that's something different than what I have. Is that different?
So it's,
oh, join group. Gotcha. Okay.
if you didn't do this already, then yours is going to be different if you've never done this.
Yeah, I have never done that.
So if you're like Janetta and have never done this, you all need to go hit join group right now. If you're at a computer, hit in GG intern. I'm not going to do it because I'm already in there. And then hit join group. And that's going to give you access to everything. Not just the Skillbridge program. You're going to have access to everything else.
Thank
And
you.
probably going to make more sense to you what I'm talking about. So if you have not done that, this is something new. Everything is in here. So make sure you're hitting that join group, enter in this group key. Otherwise, you're going to be completely lost as to what I'm talking about all the training that you have access to. So there's a ton of training in here. And there's even more than that once you hit the GG intern. I don't do it because I don't need to do it. So, and then if you guys have specific problems with your account, like Janetta, I could even go log into your account to see what's going on and why you don't have access to it. So
It's fine now. I think just the few days that I was trying to access it, it must have been a latent issue, and I just assumed that my access was canceled or suspended until I took my test. But
gotcha.
it's working today.
Yep. But yeah, I was just using you as an example as to I can just go log into your account and be like, oh, okay, this is why Janetta doesn't have access, or this is why so-and-so doesn't have access. So good to hear that that was resolved though. So.
Hey, Tasha, I had a quick question. For the progress, I'm only seeing like course completions. I don't see like a time that it tells me what I've done each day.
You're only seeing a course completion.
Yeah, so those numbers on the left there, that like I don't see anywhere where it tells me like the time I'm spending on GGU.
It definitely should
Overall time.
be. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you there because it definitely should be telling you, like, it tells me how long I've spent in today. So I don't know.
So, hello?
Give me 1 second, Quentin.
Oh, well,
Oh.
for the GGU, if you hit progress, if you hit,
Yeah. What about it?
You got mute.
You're muted.
can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Oh yeah, yeah. So if you click on progress up in the right-hand corner, it's under course catalog, and then you could go in there and see all the times you've ever logged in, how long you were logged in for. You could go back to when you started to as far as you want.
Does that work for you well?
Yeah, I can see when I've logged in. Like example, yesterday I was logged in twice, but it just shows what time I logged. Well, okay, I guess it just shows what time I log in, and when I completed a course. That doesn't. I guess I'm not seeing like overall, like, all right, I spend this much time on this. I guess I would have to manually go in there and like count it all up. That's what I'm saying.
Well, see, I can see how long you've spent. So this is yours, right?
Right.
Yeah. So this is all you need. This shows you how long you've spent in it today.
Does that say what, 10 hours? That would...
9 logins, 23 logins, 3 courses in progress.
Right. So like yesterday, how many hours does it say I was logged in?
This would be. Looks like 2 hours. If I'm reading this correctly.
Yeah, no, I was definitely logged in for at least 6 yesterday.
At least 6. Okay, let me see something.
What I noticed is I don't think it shows, it doesn't build up any time unless you're actively like doing something on the courses, like watching a video or something like that.
Right.
That's all I was doing yesterday is watching the videos.
Yeah, that's the same for me too as well.
Hmm. Because David, I thought we had looked at this and it showed that. So I'm
It
trying
shows
to.
time, but again, it's not gonna be perfect, right?
Yeah.
So it's a tracking mechanism, but it won't be perfect on all the stuff, depending on how it's logging.
All right. Anyways, that's something that we'll look into. We don't,
We don't have to use it often.
yeah.
Yeah, also on the fast track training, all the videos you watch, they don't check it out, or it's not logged, so it's not showing progress of completion.
On the fast track training,
Yeah, that's correct.
the fast start training, maybe? Is that what you're talking
Or
about?
fast track with Lauren.
Yes, that's correct. My bad.
No, the fast track, Lauren's not in there.
I ran into the same issue. If you just type in complete whenever you get done with it in the comment box on the bottom and then hit submit, then it'll open it up to complete it and move on to the next one.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yep. So anyways, yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, right? But the idea is that you're spending that time in there. You're spending time in Gwilt Group University. So, anyways, so I'm going to do stop share. Let's see, just clarify, we're supposed to be doing, yes, 10 hours per week. And those requirements are in your Gwilt Group University accounts. So that will be in there for you. Let's see, David has an announcement, but I may make a couple other announcements before he gets started. Let's see, I already went over that. And then we already talked about the time change for this call for the new agent intern. That's going to be changed to 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll announce it within the general channel. And that's to also accommodate those who are in Hawaii because the 9 a.m. one, like it was pretty early for the Hawaii's time frame. So Hawaii's time zone. So we're gonna change that to 11 a.m. to accommodate those who are in an earlier time zone. So so yeah, that'll be put in the general channel. And then the only other change there is instead of meeting me in my office, you'll go to boardroom number 1. And so like if you're having specific issues as well, you can also come and see me in there. But it's primarily for new interns to kind of orientate you. But go to boardroom number 1. The reason being is because my office would be getting super crowded, and not that it necessarily matters for everybody to sit down or anything, but I just want to move it in there to that other boardroom. So that's the only other change. And then I'm gonna give it over to David and he can make his announcement now.
All right. Glad that we got so many folks on today. Let's see, sorry, just the one question that popped up. The 10 hours a week is for Gwilt Group University time outside of the EXP world and outside of doing your licensing training. The change for that is just to make sure that you're getting more out of this program than just getting your pre-licensure class done, which technically you could do on your own time. So we're wanting to make sure that you get benefit from being associated with the company and with all the folks that you have around you, including alumni that we have from this program, ourselves, and then other agents that you have access to help you start building your business. hopefully that clarifies, Veronica. So the announcement, as far as this, it's, collaboration with some interns that brought up some ideas, and then we're constantly bouncing ideas off of Zohar as one of our valued team members within the internship group. Appreciate him being on the call as always and always contributing. So what we're looking at doing, again, as Tasha mentioned, we're always looking to try to find ways to make this program more valuable for our interns to help you build your business. And part of that business, especially with you looking to join EXP, does include the ability to attract agents into the real estate industry itself to help them also grow their business, and then to have that become a platform where through contribution, you can create additional income streams. And so a lot of what we hear with, new agents coming in, that type of stuff, when they're looking at the opportunities with EXP, and a lot of the self-talk and the doubt that most people struggle through is, well, I'm not this person, or I'm not that person. I don't have this backstory. I don't have this experience, whatever. I can't do what they're doing. And the reality is, any of you on here can, press a video or send an email, make a phone call, invite someone to something. But if we can find a way to make it easier for you, that's what we're going to look to do. So for those that are looking to, build this over time, to build up both their presence within the real estate world itself for buying and selling homes, but also building up their presence more as well for helping other agents do the same and building their business and creating revenue streams off that. Essentially what we're doing is a done for you Skillbridge program. So what we're going to do is we are, everyone that signed the Skillbridge internship agreement indicated that they would not, take the intellectual property that we have within this and, go sell it or create a competing program or all those types of things. But what we are doing is we are opening this up to all the interns as you go through, document what you're doing, put it out there so that other people can see, which will also help, I think, get some attention on the fact that you're getting your license, which then helps on the sales side. In addition to that, we've had some interns bring up ideas of, hey, I might want to do a podcast or a YouTube channel about being a new agent, or, a blog or anything like that. Feel free to do those types of things to create that attraction to help other agents. Everyone coming through here is coming out of the military. A lot of folks that, this program has grown leaps and bounds by current interns and, past interns that we've had. Referring folks to this program that weren't available, or didn't know that it existed from the training units on base. But what we're offering going forward is when you make those recommendations, if people decide that they want to come on board, they want to do the Skillbridge program, they'll go through our program just like they normally would and just like you are now. But if you identify ahead of them joining our program that you're the one that's bringing them in, or you're the one that's referring them, whatever, and they confirm that on their end, basically what we're doing at this point is when you join us at EXP, and then when that intern comes through our program, gets their license, joins us at EXP, they will come in and join under you. And so we want to help you build your partnership organization and build your revenue share within the company, so you can start creating those additional revenue streams, and it's not solely reliant on buying or selling a home. And what we like to call within the industry, the transaction treadmill. So again, this was in collaboration with a couple interns that brought up some ideas of, hey, I'd be interested in doing this. And then discussions between myself, Tasha, and Zohar and Samantha to make sure that this was something that was good for the interns, good for our program long-term for longevity. And we truly do believe that it is. And so we're launching this out today. So, if you've got anyone in the pipeline that you know of that you've been sharing this with that wants to come on board, just identify who those people are. And again, ask them to identify themselves who recommended the program to them. We get that match. We will start tracking that. And then when it comes time for them to join, should they choose to join EXP along with you, you will get to be their sponsor into the company. It also gives you right to talk about this internship probably a little more broadly than we had allowed previously. Obviously, don't take the IP, don't share, all the intellectual property and all that type of stuff. But if you want to talk about your experience and what it's like getting your license and all that stuff, I mean, you're more than free to do that. So anyways, I'll open it up. That's a big data dump real quick. I'll open it up for questions on that. If folks have questions about how that'll work.
So do we need to send that to you in an email, David? Because there is one person that was in the program. I'm not sure if he still is. And then I have two more coming in behind me this summer and maybe in December.
Yeah, if you could, right now, I think the way that we'll do it is email, because we don't have a different system set up yet.
Okay.
So if you just want to email it to Skillbridge at Gwilt Group, the same email that was used to get approvals and everything else.
Okay.
When our new VA comes on board, we will have one of their tasks to go through there, identify that, and then add that data into a specific column in the tracking sheets that we use.
Okay.
I got a question. Is there a specific way that you would want us to like market or like talk about the program, like without giving out any of the actual program information?
Yeah, so I mean, the big thing on the program information from my side is not taking the actual data that we do and distributing it out, right? So not taking the NAEA stuff, for example, that we've paid for, that's intellectual property that we have the license rights to, or any of the stuff that we put out as Gwilt Group, and like taking that and handing that off, or creating a competing program, right? But as far as talking about what it's like, the hours that you're spending, what you're learning, I mean, you can talk about any and all of those things. And as folks are coming in, you can help them understand what it's like both to get a license and to go through this program, and what your thoughts are on the benefit of doing this program versus just doing the pre-licensure on your own. Obviously, our goal and hope is that you see a ton of value from this and that you don't feel alone, right? There's 76 people on this call today. So you're definitely not alone. And so the goal of this group, part of it is to create that camaraderie coming out of the military. So it's not completely lost. You're not completely on your own, which we know is a routine issue for veterans transitioning out of the military. And is also one of the reasons why we have, a fairly high suicide rate within the veteran community. And we're trying to find ways to reduce that, obviously. Not sure if folks are aware of this, but like one of the organizations that we partner with, some of the profit every year from that company, from the real estate sales that we do and the loans that they do and all that type of stuff, goes to buying veterans small homes to get them off the street through the Veteran Community Project. What else do we have?
Hey, David, just to add to ways that you can offer value to people that are considering the program, is to give them a one-time invite to one of the meetings that are put on by the Fast Forward movement or the Altum Impact Agents. And so at least the ones that are like password protected, you can invite them because they change the password every week. Yep. And they can see what kind of values offered to them through those programs that you'll have access to once you're in the Gwilt Group Skillbridge.
Yeah, agreed. Great ideas, Zara.
So I found the program through Googling and researching my own myself. The website about Skillbridge and all that stuff, it's okay for me to just freely share it with everybody.
Yeah.
That I know.
Yep. We have done zero advertising for this program. We're on the DoD website, and we've got it on our personal real estate page website, and that's it. We haven't done anything boosted or anything like that so far. All this growth has been organic. But again, as interns, if you want to blast it out there and help other people find it and feel that it's a benefit to your fellow military members that are transitioning out, we're doing everything we can to ramp up the program itself. Again, constantly looking at ways to improve, adding personnel to be able to support that growth. And so we're in this for the long term to be able to support our fellow military families. I don't know if I mentioned this prior to this, but we just had leadership change recently at EXP we have what used to be the Veterans Network. It's now called EXP Military Network. KW has a similar thing, KW Military, where they brought in a military member to run it. But I am on the leadership panel for the EXP Military Network. We just came back from a sprint event, which is a top attractor event, and spent a little bit of time talking with Glenn Sanford, our founder of the company. But we're looking at trying to make an even bigger emphasis on military within the company going forward, establishing out specific referral networks that are military only. and those types of focus areas. So. Who else has questions? We got 76 people on. I can't imagine that there's only 2 questions.
I have another question.
Go for it.
So for accountability partner, you said to go on the website and look for it. I don't see where I go to add the accountability partner.
What do you mean on the website?
Or I thought you said on Guild Group University.
I was just saying that I added it there as a
Like a
task,
checklist item.
like a checklist item. But as far as
Okay.
finding somebody, you just go on Slack. So you're
Okay.
going to go in the general channel, or you're going to go in your state groups, and that's how you would find an accountability partner.
Got it.
Is everyone on here? Let me do this by a show of hands, because I would definitely expect a little more questions in general. Does everyone on here understand what agent attraction is at EXP, what it means, what the opportunity is? We do a show of hands, people that do understand versus those that don't. Okay, so there's a few, not everybody. Okay. So just the real quick, I think the easiest analog to it that people don't understand is it's coaching and contribution income, or what people understand even more, because coaching within the industry is not necessarily as well understood either. It's really referral income. And so like we had one of our partners, he even got us. We had one of our partners post on Facebook, I think 2 days ago, and he's like, I got 147 referral checks last month from EXP. 147, right? And all these comments start streaming in. How the heck did you do that? That's a ton of referrals. That's a ton of tracking, all this stuff. His 147 referrals were his agent partners at EXP selling homes that he has helped successfully join the company and be successful realtors. And he gets a small piece of every one of those sales. And so that's how that works. So the opportunity in front of you is basically help other people become successful. And part of the split, the way agent attraction works, is part of the split that would normally get paid to the brokerage still gets paid to them. But the brokerage is committed to 50% of the income that they pull in on the agent attraction side will go to agents. And what Glenn just announced while we were at the Sprint event is what they're calling Revshare Plus, which is essentially as they get revenue and profit off of their different affiliated businesses. So Success Magazine, Success Coaching, Verbella that a lot of companies are now using, Kind Lending, all those types of things. They're in the future, they're looking at ways to revamp the revenue share system where revenue from those companies is also shared with the agents. Since we're agent owners and technically as stock owners, we own part of all those companies as well. But right now the revenue share that's shared is just from EXP Realty and EXP Commercial. So they're looking at ways to enhance that as well. So in the future, you could potentially be getting revenue off mortgages, coaching, all that type of stuff as you grow your business with the company.
Will we learn how to, if there's not something already on GGU, will we learn how to solicit for that, if that's the correct term?
Yeah, so there are different trainings, especially within EXP world, on agent attraction itself.
Okay.
I believe we have some items within GGU as well.
Because it was easy for me to get folks to be interested in the Skillbridge program because, well, they thought all I did was just, screw off all day long, which that's not the truth. But when I started talking about the program, the flexibility of it, the learning, just the whole program in itself, that's how I was able to get the 3 guys, two Marines and a sailor that wanted to participate.
Right.
And they're from my command, so it wasn't hard for the approval to get approved, the paperwork. So I would love to talk to other people and get them to join as well, but they won't be joining the Skillbridge program. They'll be joining EXP.
Yeah, so military would come through Skillbridge still. They will join EXP either partway through or at the end if they decide to pursue real estate. Technically, they can go join another company. I don't, we've got different brokerage experience. So at this point, I don't know why you would, because we've sort of been there, done that, and researched the field. But that's always an option for folks. But yeah, they would be joining you at EXP. So the beautiful part about the way all this works is EXP is the broker. They have all the broker compliance, all the people for payroll, accounting, legal, all that stuff. But you can build essentially a brokerage within the brokerage without ever having your broker's license, right? And so you don't have to do all the stuff that you don't want it. Like for me, we had an opportunity to open up a California-wide real estate focused brokerage. We got approached by a company to do that. They wanted me to go get my broker's license. And at the end of the day, when we looked at it, we turned it down because all it would have been was trying to attract agents into that company, getting a piece of all their sales and doing all the brokerage compliance stuff and not actually helping clients anymore. And so it was all the stuff I didn't want to do. Like I love helping people grow their business, obviously, but compliance and all that stuff, not really what I want to do, right? So this allows us really to do the same thing without all the brokerage back-end stuff that we don't really want to do. So same thing for you. And when it comes time for you to start looking at attraction and everything else, there are definitely things to plug into. We just invested 5 figures into a coaching program for a call that we actually have starting in 5 minutes for a coaching program on agent attraction and building out our organization even more, which includes helping all our partners. So every single person that partners with us at EXP will have access to that. We have twice a month, I think, coaching with them as well that you'll have access to without having to pay for that either. We've already paid for that. So that's another way that you can plug in for the agent attraction side.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hey, David, for new interns, when they apply, is there or will there be a question for them asking them who refer them in case they don't tell us or we don't get message you in time, letting you know that they're coming?
Yeah, I think we can look to add that. My only concern that I have to look at is how it will properly populate and make sure it doesn't break anything. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but like we use Google Sheets as a back end with the Google form. When we first started this though, when Tasha and I started this on our own, we were sending out email questionnaires and I did about the first 200 myself and then hand jammed all that data into a spreadsheet before we figured out that this was actually going to be huge. For helping folks. We thought when we started this would be like 10 to 20 interns a year that we'd be helping. And we're probably having 10 inquiries a day right now, if I had to guess, all organic. So all I have to do is I have to make sure that it's not going to break the spreadsheets in the way that they're built out currently. Ideally, if I can do it that way, that's the cleanest way to do it from the new intern side coming on. And then it would just be, a confirmation from the other person's side, but at the end of the day, whoever they identify is who we're going to go with. It's sort of like EXP with the sponsorship. Whoever most influenced that person, whoever they choose to name, is who we're going to identify as that intern that they would partner up with when they join. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that works. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, we got time for maybe one more question before we got to hop off.
Hey, good afternoon. I got a question. I'm already licensed, so just curious about like if we were to get a client in regards to filling out the purchase contract, since we can't get paid, whose name would we be putting on that, or how would that work?
Yeah, so it's a good question. Basically what you do is your name will still go on and it's still your license, you're the licensee. But since you're not allowed to get paid, what happens and what's documented in the Skillbridge internship agreement is you would identify that as 100% referral to Tasha as leader of Gwilt Group, because you're not allowed to get paid, right? So we haven't had the situation happen yet. We've got one intern right now who's got a few offers out where it may happen. But it all depends on how you want to work this. Obviously, our recommendation has been to folks, go ahead and work on the non-income producing activities within your business since you can't get paid anyways. So work on your CRM, work on your build out, work on your sphere, go to a bunch of networking events, go do all those things that don't result in immediate payment since you can't get paid. Or for those interns that do get a license and hey, you're a month out and you saved up some leave that you were planning on sell them back. You know, if you get something under contract, instead of selling your lead back, go on terminal, right? And we'll graduate you out of the internship program early. You just got to let us know. And that way, if you're graduated out, you can get paid, right? If you're on terminal, you can get paid. If you're in the internship per DOD's rules, you can't. And so we're more than happy to work with you on that to try to figure out a way that works for you to get paid. We just have to be very careful to abide by the DOD's rules so that this program doesn't get shut down. Does that make sense, Terrence?
Yes, sir, it does. And I got one more question, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
If you got a couple minutes. For us that's already licensed, did you say it's 20 hours in the GWIP Group University? Can we do EXP World, or, and then also like, how would that work if like we have somebody to shadow? Is it still the 20 hours?
Go ahead. I'll leave that to you.
Okay. Yeah, so the 20 hours is specifically for GWIP Group University. That's not counting any time that you decide to spend in EXP World. Just because you're going to see a better benefit of using GWIP Group University versus EXP World.
Got it.
So is it 20 hours or 10 hours?
10 hours for unlicensed, 20 for
Yeah, once you're
licensed.
licensed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep, and those requirements are put right there within GGU for you guys. So if you're like, wait, what was it? It's all within GWIP Group University. So, anyways, did you have anything else, David?
No, just, if you got questions, let us know. We do have to hop off for the coaching call. But again, we're looking forward to bringing more resources to you guys over time. As this grows bigger, it's going to become even more valuable. We've talked about it before, but we will, as this new VA comes on, be standing up a Skillbridge alum referral network so that everyone's gone through the same training, same program, that type of thing. And you guys have agents to refer to as you build out your business, because that can be half of our business last year was inbound and outbound referrals is where it came from. So, I mean, it can be a huge portion of your business if you grow it correctly. So appreciate everyone being on here. Looking forward to our next call. And as always, just, service channel if you got issues with your systems and stuff. And we will have a new VA hired on in the next couple of weeks that'll be full-time to be helping with some of this stuff. For now, it's Tasha and I working through those with Zoa.
Can we just give a round of applause to Zoar?
Yes, please.
For all the help. Yay, Zoar.
I'm coming next, so I'll be your partner. I'll help you out.
That's good.
Love it.
I love seeing our interns graduating, and Zoar's obviously got a very public presence within this. We have other interns that have graduated that have stayed on the channel and stuff and are sort of contributing on the sidelines some. Wanted to stay involved, and they help answer questions too. So I do love seeing the collaboration that you guys are doing within there. When questions pop up and we don't get to it, and another intern's already answered it, that makes my heart warm because it's you guys helping each other, which is what this community was meant to be. And Zoar is just the epitome of that coming out. So,
All right.
Thanks, David and Tasha.
yep, absolutely, man.
Zoar.
Happy to partner with you.
All right, you guys go crush it. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.